Can anybody tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
Second star to the left, straight on till morning.
No.
No, dumbass. That's Neverland. You fucking idiot.
Well, I can tell who didn't major in geography.
There needs to be a geography that's specific to like fabled mythical areas, like or places from like fairy tales. Like your major is in geography as it relates to like where the Mermaid Lagoon is at Neverland.
Yeah, no, it's like cryptozoology, except mine is like cryptogeography.
Fictional topography.
Fictional topography. Fictional topography 230 is what I'm taking.
It's more of a seminar, but
Welcome to Word Rango, the game show where dictionary definitions produce knowledge and comedy. 4 words enter, 1 word leaves, and is crowned champion. Our steely-nerved competitors, a writer, another writer, a voice actor, and that other guy. And now it's gloves off, and set your dictionaries to fun. It's time for Word Rango. Here's your host, Mike Suzak.
Welcome to Word Rango. My name is Mike Suzak. When I was in 2nd grade, I came in 2nd place in back-to-back dodgeball matches. And this happened because Fu Mua decided to only throw the ball at me instead of his cousin Dennis Mua. And to them, I'd like to say, fuck you, Fu, fuck you, Dennis. I'm joined this week by Bob Ball.
Does that make you the ball E if they were the ballers?
Dave Hinkle.
I just want to know where you went to school. Did you go to school in Ethiopia? Like, what kind of name is Fu?
I went to school in Middle Earth. And also joined by Ryan Lewis.
food at.
And this is the show that I can no longer say we necessarily make you smarter, but we definitely make you more like
Wordy.
more like punchy socially.
Yeah. We make you listen to us for an hour plus.
We make you listen to us for like an hour and 15 minutes when we try to make it 45.
Welcome to Chuckle Time. Welcome to Chuckle Time. We take our pants off. Welcome to Chuckle Time.
What we do here on Word Rango is we take our pants off. We bring 4 words to the table every week, and those words are going to make you, they will make you sound smarter than all of your stupid friends. And we have to do that starting off with whoever won last week, which at this point was 2 weeks ago because we had the Thanksgiving break where we didn't have a standard episode.
Right.
Who was it? Was it
Mike? Did you win, Mike?
When do I ever win, Dave? Like I've never. I've come.
Do you not have your index cards out?
I have. I'm still. You know what's funny is I have like a thing. I have a spreadsheet that I finally have set up for this show, and I should have referenced that, but I didn't reference that because that's the sort of preparation.
It into a pie chart.
I turned it into a pie. I probably did at one point, and that's not even a joke. I love pie charts.
The most delicious of all the charts.
Our winner last week was Dave.
Oh,
Dave,
nice.
you won with Jumentus.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's right, because that was the episode that Spatchcock happened. So Dave, since you had the winning word last week, I'd like for you to start us off. You get first word. Dave, what is your word this week?
Okay, my word this week is kumis. Kumis.
Kumis?
Kumis.
Is it kumis or is it kumis?
So imagine like hummus, but you're trying to say it in that like really kind of bohemian Williamsburg type way where you're like hummus, but it's kumis.
Okay, is it Cummis?
No. Would you like me to spell
hummus?
it?
Sure.
All right, is Kumiss. Kumis.
Okay, Bob, I'd like for you to start us off guessing what the definition of kumis is.
That is a contraction, or actually more of a shortening of a word. It's when you say, "Oh, thank you, miss," but you're just too lazy to say it all. It's like, "Thank you, miss."
It's like taking like multiple words and condensing them down into like one long syllable. Like people in New York, they're like, "Jeet yet?" And that's like, "Did you eat yet this evening?"
Jeet yet?
Jeet yet? Jeet yet?
How do you spell Jeet yet? Is it Jeateat?
Is
there an apostrophe in there?
Yeah, there's got to be at least 3 apostrophes in there.
Like a greater than less than sign, I believe.
Yeah. An ampersand is snuck in there somewhere. You know how those crazy New Yorkers do.
it gets to a point where they're actually like how you can try and spell words without using letters, so like you use a 3 instead of an E and stuff like that. I think
leet speak. Yes, leet speak.
Yes, thank you, leet speak. I'm not up on you fucking idiots that use leet speak.
Yeah, I thought that was L33T speak.
You are correct. It is L33. It is
pronouncing it wrong this whole time.
L133 T speak. Okay. Kumis. Thank you, miss. Okay, Ryan, what do you think this means?
God, I mean, I have no idea, but I'm assuming it's basically probably the first thing that you'll find on Hall & Oates' Loomist.
Like song number 1, like on the Loomis
album? It's kind of a stretch.
Is it like the first thing you see in the manual?
Because your kumis is on my Loomis. Because your kumis is on
my Loomis. Of the best things in life.
Oh man, I saw them on the live stream for Outside Lands this year, and they're old and terrible now. So
you are a liar.
No, dude,
you are a liar.
That was a rough performance. Like that was really phoned in, man. It was really bad.
Well, I'll tell you, it's probably John Oates' fault. Daryl Hall may look old and grizzled, and he has a beard. He really needs a shave, but he sounds just like he did 20 years ago.
You guys is shit.
So it's John Oates. That guy is a son of a bitch. Daryl Hall, lovely human being.
I'm much more a fan of Gary Grain myself. I like to get down with some Gary Grains.
Okay.
All right, make sure put in the sound of crickets right there, like right after I said that. Just cut in some
I
crickets.
gave it a little time. I know Bob's going to fill that in for
some
us.
tumbleweed.
Okay. My first thought when I saw this word and after you spelled it out was like dirty dick humor immediately. But then I'm thinking, you know what? No, this is not what I really believe kumis means. It is a person. So this is like kind of a nounish thingamathing. It's a person that goes hiking or camping, but they only use the stars as their guide.
Oh, okay.
Right. So so they have to look up and it's like using nature to guide them. They're a kumis. They're able to, identify where the North Star is and then be like, okay, the campsite's over there. Like that's where we're going because we're suburban campers.
That's awesome. That is so, it's like a Star Sherpa kind of a thing.
Sure. And unfortunately I think that sounds better than kumis, but
So
kumis itself, I mean, and maybe you're like, okay, I find where the moss is growing on the trees, and I know that's north. I'm pretty sure, right? I mean, like those are the little things that they use nature, but primarily they use the stars as their guides when they're camping at the state park.
KOA.
So that's my guess. Dave, what does kumis mean?
all right, kumis is the fermented milk of a mare or camel used as a beverage by certain peoples of Western and Central Asia. So it's like, it's a hot day. You've been working, construction job all day. You're working the drive-through at McDonald's and you got a break and it's just so hot out and you just want a cool, crisp glass of just some fermented camel milk. You got to go
some
down
mare
to
milk.
Yeah, you got to go down to the store and get yourself some ice cold kumis. It sounds so disgusting, man.
Before we were talking about how how long will it be until we start hitting doubling up words because there's no other words in the English language, or we just find words that aren't interesting anymore or just are such a stretch. And Dave, I think you may have already hit that point.
To be fair, I already busted out the geographical monadnock thing from a couple of it. So I mean, I feel like we're slowly but surely going down that path.
But this is like a thing. This is a thing that exists in the world, And
so now, where does the milk come from again?
So it
educate us.
Here. Okay, so
beast of burden, right?
It's a beast of burden that comes from.
Yeah, mammals have teats, right? And you generally got to milk the teat to get the milk out of it. For most mammals, I don't know how you get milk out of a unicorn, but so for camels and mares, which are horses, you gotta milk that teat, bro. And there's more fluid in a camel than just in that sweet succulent hump. Like you cut that hump open, you're gonna find cool crisp cucumber water in there. It's going to be so delicious and wonderful. But sometimes you need something a little heartier, you know? You've been working a long day and you need that extra boost. So you need that milk. You need the fortified vitamins and minerals of a camel milk.
What I want to know is how nutritious is this? Like, A, how nutritious is this? B, can it be mass produced? And that leads to C, can we bottle this and sell it?
Well, dude, so it is mass produced. Like in Central and Western Asia, like they drink it. Like I can go on Google and look up kumis and see all these brands. Like, well, this one's like Russian. It's got like letters I don't understand.
So that means we need to beat them. We've already been beaten to the punch. Okay.
Dude, there is a picture on Wikipedia of 2 people out in the field milking the crap out of a horse, like into a bucket.
See, now that seems inefficient. That's my point, is I feel like we could probably speed that process up, and then we could probably go to the shelves with something that is easier and cheaper for us to produce that is, you know.
Well, I bet you know who would love some kumis? I bet you the Germans would love it. They would lap that freaky beverage up.
Are we against the Germans this week? Is that
no. I'm just saying, like, I mean, if it's already in Asia, you got to move it westward, right? You got to bring it through Europe, you got to bring it over to the U.S., you know, like coconut water's had its day, man. We got to get that shit out of here. We got to start getting this kumis on the store shelves.
We need to get it to Westeros. Ryan, what was your suggestion?
Well, I mean, obviously we have quaffers in the works, and so if we need some kind of a featured drink, hold on, wait for this, guys. Sierra Kumis.
Sierra Kumis.
Just a hint of lemon lime. I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah.
All natural flavors,
crisp taste of the mountains to you.
All natural flavors. Trust us.
Yeah. Oh, it's so natural.
The most natural.
Oh wow. Okay. Now, one thing for this week is we're trying to mix things up a little bit in our order of how we do things. Do we want to go? I feel like we should maybe save our escalator pitches for the end and we do them back to back.
And just
what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
And then, because I'm thinking what we'll do is we've been doing these scenario things, but maybe we shorten that up and we do 2 of them. Okay. Was my idea. And maybe we can include the first 2 words and then we'll do the second 2 words. And we'll
I like it.
You guys like that? Okay. So then that's your word, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
We need someone to go next. I feel like my word is a great transitional word to go off of yours, Dave. So I will go next. My word this week is milk toast.
All right, yeah, that really does compliment the kumis.
Do you guys need a spell on that? Can you guess?
Milk toast, MILQUETOAST.
Yes, and I feel like you probably know this word, Bob. I thought, this might be known, but when I heard this word the other day, I loved it. I just loved it, and I needed to save it up for this week's episode. So we'll save you for last, Bob, since you were able to spell it right. I'm thinking you might know it. Dave, I'd like for you to go first. What do you think milk toast means?
All right, so milk toast. So like in America, we like dunk our donuts in our coffee, and we dunk like cookies in our milk.
Yes.
I think over in Russia, because the only thing they get is bread, they have to line up for bread all day long. Like that's the Russian version, right? Like that's the other side of the coin. It's like they sit around dunking toast or bread into their milk and or coffee.
Or their kumis.
Or just their straight vodka. So yeah, I mean, I think it's literally dunking toast into milk, like dunking bread, or either bringing old bread back to life by letting it soak up some milk.
In Mother Russia, milk toast dunk you.
Those crazy Russians.
Ryan, what do you think milk toast means?
You know, I know what it means, but I keep thinking in my head of Melba toast, which is like this kind of really dry bread that you put like hors d'oeuvres and shit on. So I'm assuming maybe it's more of a westernized version of that, because I believe that's more Australian.
So, like, what do you put on this?
Have you not heard of Melba toast?
It sounds real like it's an hors d'oeuvre, like
it's
appetizer
like just a
thing.
dried ass bread.
So is it like the bread that's under prosciutto, like on appetizers?
Yes,
like, it's like
it's
that
very
bread.
Similar to that. It's very similar to that.
Okay.
Yeah, see, this podcast can be informational.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys should go try some Melba toast. You put some nice Gruyere on there. You put maybe like a piece of bologna if you really want to just pull it back a notch. And
Like a couple notches. but
maybe
yeah.
throw it in the microwave for about 30 seconds.
Wait. So Melba toast plus bologna plus microwave it for 30
Oh,
seconds.
but if you got the classy Gruyere cheese on there, I'm just saying, like, you bring in, you got a little bit of the South with the bologna. You got a little bit of like the snootiness with the Melba toast and the Gruyere, and the microwave is a great equalizer. So
Now, what I feel like we're careening into is appetizers that we can serve
At
at
Coiffers.
Coiffers. I mean, why can't this be a bar and grill? I mean, we need to buy a grill. But once we buy a grill, I mean,
yeah, and
Welcome
then
to the menu at Coiffers, brought to you by Word Rango. Word Rango, where we don't know anything about food.
I don't know. Like, I
We're
mean,
Rango.
seriously.
Dave's just sitting there calling it milk toast.
Milk.
toast?
Milk. Fortified with
Milk.
vitamin R, you guys.
Milk toast.
Milk.
MOLK. or maybe you think it's moolk toast, so it's
Yeah.
like moo, like a cow.
It's Mookie toast. It's the toast that Mookie eats and do the right thing.
Bob, what do you think milk toast means?
I know what this means,
Okay.
so I've got to come up with something funnier, which is much more difficult. Milk toast is, so let's set the scene. Let's say that you are on the high seas on a pirate ship, and you've seen no land for days and days, and all you have is this dried piece of toast, and you think that perhaps this might be your last meal.
God damn it.
So the waves, you ride them, and you hope that you will find land, and I'm not quite sure where all this is going.
All ye find is scurvy and milk toast.
But then you see a boat on the horizon, and you realize it's a mirage.
I'm a boat.
And
No, I'm
but
not.
you eat the toast, and you dream. You dream perchance to hope that it is milk. And that is the milk toast. Yar.
I just want to say that in the post-apocalyptic world starring Kevin Costner future that I'm hoping for, Bob is my first mate. I call dibs.
Really?
So entertaining.
Yeah, he's too entertaining to not have as my first mate.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. Okay. I mean, I'm not
Yar,
super
me know
heartbroken.
where that webbed-fingered Kevin Costner lives.
Does Kevin Costner
sail
have
at
webbed
dawn.
fingers? Is he part frog?
Yeah, dude, he's like got gills behind his ears, man. Haven't you seen Waterworld?
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that movie?
Yar, you don't need to see the Waterworld.
Have you guys seen
Waterworld.
Waterworld?
Wow, it's such a
Water
Man.
perk? You go to water perk?
I thought Kevin Costner was part secret octopus. They totally.
Are we trying to call? Are we like, oh, we missed Bob. We need him to get all of his characters out real quick.
But
Yar, you'll tell me where your Kevin Costner is. I don't know where Kevin Costner is. Yar, you be Kevin Costner? No,
The Bob
I'm Mel Gibson.
Bob Ball voice
No.
jamboree.
Yar, no, you're not.
Okay, so I have absolutely no fucking
Should I
clue
go check
what you
all
said
the
milk
hoes,
toast means. And yet you said you know what the word means. What the word means, what milk toast means, is a timid, meek, or unassertive person.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea what
That
that
is
means.
to be milk toast is to be someone that's not assertive, that's timid
I-
and
I-
such.
I
So
did say what
maybe a
that
little
meant.
bit more shy.
If there's any way that I could, convince you that I know what that meant, that'd be great.
There's nothing you can do. You just said it, and I'm not going to believe you because you just said that, so that way you can pretend that you know. Like, sorry, no, sorry, Bob.
Look, I realize I'm
All
pretty
right,
smart.
I have a great scenario, I think, Mike,
Okay.
that can use both of our words really well.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
All right, so, obviously one of the big problems with Kumis is that, nobody's really heard of it. Like, we need to get the word out there. So we need to get ourselves like a 30-second radio advertisement that I think Ryan should read.
From the 1920s.
From the 1920s. But the problem is he is the most milquetoast voice actor that has ever lived. So he's got to read his commercial in his pitch. He's got to pitch the world on the radio in a very timid way.
yeah, see. This drink It is the most important drink. What is that, Flash? What is that you say?
Doesn't
That
sound very
kumis
timid to me.
Is the drink of the century? Of course it is. What is that you say, Flash? Yeah. Stop. 29, 35. How do they talk in the 20s? What am I doing here? Is this like the
I don't know, were you given latitude
have
and
the
longitude? Like, were you given the
what it
coordinates?
is like during like every radio transmission? Like
No, you're talking about talking on the what was it? The wire, the little the telegraph thing. That's what they would have to say. Stop, and then yeah.
oh man.
You just botched the shit out of that. I really
Hey,
should have given
still-
that
I
one to
still-
the voice actor of the group. I guess.
still
Yeah,
think-
you
well,
think?
well, I think the voice actor should go next, Bob.
All right.
I think you need to sell us on a Kumis product, and milk toast is involved. Like it's Kumis milk toast product, please. Radio ad.
Are you a milquetoast kind of guy? The kind of guy who walks through life and really isn't there, a shadow of himself? Well, friend, what you need is all new thirst-quenching kumis. Do you live in Beijing where the air quality is so bad that you have to cut the air with a knife, but then you have to throw that knife away? Kumis. Are you the kind of guy who walks downtown Germany and says, hey, beer isn't enough for me. No more milquetoast life. Kumis. Are you the kind of gal who walks down the street and says, hey, who's that milquetoast guy? Kumis. Yes, Kumis. Exclusively at Coiffers. Kumis. Ask for it by name.
All right. Okay.
I just picture like shirtless dude just getting covered with this like sour milk and just like
Kumis.
It's like the SNL ad for the cookie dough sport, like just getting covered in the most thick, disgusting, viscous beverage in the world.
Kumis.
Oh man, I'm really worried about the future of Kumis in America. You guys, I don't think it's gonna take.
Well, I think looking at the time, I think Dave, do you and I get a shot at this then too? Do we try a dual radio ad?
Okay.
call and response.
All right, I like this. How about your name is Lenny, and I'll be Carl.
And you're Kravitz?
I'll be Kravitz. Okay, Kravitz. What are you doing? What are you doing?
American woman.
Lenny, my body, Lenny. I must tell you about this drink, Kumis. What is
this Kumis?
It is so good. It comes from camel. You must drink it. What do you say?
Why would I drink from a camel? A camel has a hump. You ride the camel. There's not the water in the camel. Kravitz, you're a crazy man. You're a crazy man. Where is this water in the kumis come from? Please explain to me, where is the kumis?
So what they do first is they take the camel and they massage its hump for 30 days and 30 nights.
I can do that.
It is a deep tissue massage, a deep hump massage.
I'm very into this so far.
They get to
Kravitz,
the base.
please continue.
They get to the tip. They get to the stem. They get all around and they rub in the oils and the frankincense and the myrrh. And then overnight they lay it on top of a wet blanket. And in the morning you have the kumis bottled and ready to go. It is magic, my friend. Magic in a bottle. You must drink it.
But what does the kumis taste like, Kravitz? Please tell me.
It tastes like you would expect milk from a camel. It is harsh and unforgiving.
That does not sound particularly good.
No, but it's good.
Kravitz.
It's good. It is harsh and unforgiving like this world we live in. And it makes you stronger. Strong like camel. The strongest of the humpback animals.
Let me tell you, Kravitz, I have a bit of a milquetoast-like condition. Sometimes I can't talk to people about my feelings.
I have noticed.
And it's tough. It makes life a little harder every day. Some days I wake up and I lay around for an extra 30, 40 minutes just wondering,
masturbating your day away?
what is this life about? Perhaps maybe this kumis can cure my milquetoast-like ailments. Do you know if kumis can do this?
Kumis makes Gatorade look like a little bitch. It is good. You must drink
low.
it. Drink it. Kumis, kumis.
Does it really put the power in the Powerade? Is what I would like to know.
No, it does not, and you are horrible for saying that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I spit all over my monitor doing that.
So please, buy the kumis, or else you will go through life wondering what you could have been, and no one would like to live like that.
Were we old Jewish guys or like Russians? I can't tell.
I went more Russian, because that's my heritage, so I felt like I can get away with that.
Mm-hmm. I kept trying to reel it back into the old Jewish guy with the "What are you talking about?" But
well, I mean, that's Lenny and Kravitz.
That's Lenny and Kravitz for you. I'll tell you.
Lenny and Kravitz.
I love how we started like this whole idea to make sure like the show would be shorter, and then we went on a 20-minute diatribe about commercials for Kumis. God, I love doing this podcast.
We need to keep that, because if we don't, then we're literally only reading definitions to people, and no one wants that. So now I think maybe this halfway point, why don't we get our escalator pitches for these first two words out of the way?
Okay.
Dave, give us your escalator pitch really quick for Kumis.
Okay. So I feel like we've kind of hit the ceiling when it comes to food. Like we've got the best food we're ever going to have, right? Like until we get to the point where it's like dehydrated coming out of a replicator in some like holodeck type future, food is as good as it's going to get. Drinks, however, can get a lot better. We can come up with better concoctions. We can come up with different things to try and taste and expand ourselves in the beverage game. Kumis does this. This is something you never heard about before. It's a very, very small part of Asia that drinks this beverage. And you can be like, hey, let me name drop some kumis. Like next time I'm at the bodega with my friends, I'm like, shit, bro, they don't have any kumis. And they're like, what's kumis? You're like, oh, dude, it's the sickest fermented mare's milk that you've ever heard of. And like, you look awesome. They feel dumb. Like, that's great. So, I mean, vote for kumis 2016.
Kumis 2016.
Are you a neglected architect? Are you an heirloom hoarder? Perhaps a comedy hugger? Kumis.
It almost sounds like a car. Like you'd be driving a 2014 Kumis Sport.
Right. Okay, my escalator pitch for milk toast. I'll keep it brief. It sounds like it's just milk and toast. That's kind of awesome. It turns out it means a real thing. Whatever it was, being shy or some shit. And it actually applies to people in real life. So you can use this word on a regular basis and drop it like it's hot. And people will be like, oh shit, you used that word one time before and I didn't know what it meant. I need to know. And you can be like, well, look, this is what it means. I heard it on Word Rango. It's pretty awesome. Milk Toast 2016 as the VP running with Kumis. Milk Toast.
Milk Toast.
Milk Toast 2014.
Ryan, I would like for you to give us your word this week.
All right. It's coming your way, guys. All right. So my word of the week is going to be pandiculation.
Oh, okay.
So I started writing this out. I write everyone's words as they say them, and I still wrote D-I-C-K.
Yeah,
in the
I was
middle
like, you put a key, you snuck a K in there.
I did. I didn't.
You might be
mean to.
right. You might be right.
Pandiculation, and I'm giggling every time. Now I assume that it's PANDICULATION.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it's not without the K, but you could be cooler if you spell it with the K, I assume.
Oh, you can be super cool if you just make it into 3 different words. You got pan, dick, and then elation.
Elation, which is exactly what I wanted to go with. I may as well go first.
Elation.
So now, pandiculation is when you are just elated. And I even did a little jazz hands when I said that. You're just elated about the fact that your dick is on a pan. Okay, so like everybody knows the dick in a box video and stuff like that, or it's like, trying to sneak your wiener inside a movie theater style butter popcorn at the theater. It's that sort of perverted thing, except in this case, let's say you're a sous chef and you're trying to like serve yourself up. You would
dick in a pan.
Put up the old dick in a pan joke. Like it works 30% of the time. And the other 60%, which only adds up to 90, don't ask me, I wind up with third-degree burns. So that's my guess.
Violations.
Yeah, so maybe pandiculation. Maybe it's not you're elated all the time, but maybe you're like violating a lot of social norms and actual laws. So that's my guess for pandiculation. Bob, what does pandiculation mean?
I want to take a shot at the actual word after we're done, because I think I got this. But let's go for the one that I would normally go with, which is pandiculation. It's when you are so elated and aroused because you have just seen Peter Pan. And I tell you, this is not the time to be elated because you probably saw that with a bunch of kids. So now you just look like a creepo.
Especially if you're watching Peter Pan 2, which I found out exists. Are you kidding me?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Peter Pan 2. It's like Return to Neverland or something like that. Yeah, I mean, Disney's just they're trying to.
That sort of ruins a couple things out of that, right? I mean, like,
we can never go back, Peter.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is the point then?
Yeah, they said all they had to say with Hook. I mean, come on.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what I wonder when it comes to the Peter Pan saga. Are there certain things that are canon, and then there are certain things that are definitely not, like Peter Pan 2? Like,
well, I can tell you what is canon in Peter Pan: the cannons.
God damn it, Bob.
Yeah.
Is that Bob Ball we've been missing?
Yeah, him and his fucking collection of dad jokes. Okay, Dave, please tell us what your definition is for pandiculation.
So pandiculation, I think, it's that one night when your grandmom or your grandfather gets really fucking hammered. Like, they just get shit house drunk. And you're spending the night over there because you're like 12 and you're not allowed to like stay home alone and your parents want to go out and watch Scarface or whatever. And like...
Your dad wanted a girl.
Yeah, your dad wanted a girl. So you're staying at the grandfolks' place and so they get shit house drunk and they insist that they're going to read you the entire book, Peter Pan. Like, the entire thing. And they're like, no, you sit there. You know, I could tuck you in or you can sit on the couch, but I'm going to read this whole thing. So it's like really, really drunk old person slurring and just like, you know, dropping weird racist comments about things and just like talking about how they had to walk uphill both ways in the snow and wear newspapers for shoes and just like all that crazy shit. That's pandiculation. It is an insane Tuesday night at your grandparents' house.
Yeah.
Because it's
Jimmy, we're gonna read all of this Peter Pan. Grandpa, I'm 16. You shut up. I was born before there was oxygen.
You're no Neverland boy. You know Neverland boy. You never be a Neverland boy.
John and Michael.
Such my bottle.
John and Michael, they're happy thoughts.
You know, I was happy before I met your grandmother.
Wendy, she had the thimble, and
Oh man, I hope this podcast actually like doesn't devolve into him actually reading the whole book.
So
that's our scenario.
It basically is. So Ryan, please give us the actual definition for pandiculation, which at this point probably has to include Peter Pan in some respect.
Yeah. Well, I sent you guys the image that goes along with it, but basically, pandiculation is a stretching and stiffening of the trunk and extremities as when fatigued and drowsy or unwaking, often accompanied by yawning. So it's like, you know, like those old Disney cartoons when like Pluto would get up from a nap and he'd be like, yeah, like yawn and like chomp his teeth and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is what pandiculation is.
So it's that motion of like stretching and...
Yeah, just like when you wake up and you're
stretching
just, like,
and stiffening.
Right.
Hence the K.
Hence the K, yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's what it is. I thought it was pretty interesting that that's the word for that.
That there's an actual word for that is just odd to me because it just seems unnecessary. Like, okay, you stretch, and I mean, like, there's a pandiculation to that.
Yeah, it's like when you're wearing like you're wearing long johns with a nice little like butt flap and stuff. You get up and you're like, There's like birds tweeting and shit. Like, I mean, I don't know, like an old prospector.
I like it. We need to class up, that beginning waking up kind of game we got going on, humanity. Good on you for classing it up.
Does it need to be classed up anymore? Because here's the thing. When I wake up, I'm wearing a monocle, no idea where it came from. So
a bank error just happened in your favor and you collected $100?
Exactly. By default, I wake up classier than I am throughout the rest of the day.
Like a waxed mustache. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Right. I mean, it's the weird, it's the strangest goddamn thing.
So does like the Monopoly fairy break into your house at night?
That's exactly what it is. I'm the what is it, the mayor?
Let's put a monocle on him and a little wax mustache. I take both those things off when I wake up, throw them in the corner with the rest of them, just a big stack of monocles and fake mustaches.
Where does this come from? It's like
I have got to take a Saturday and clean this up.
You're like, I don't know.
Little do I know.
Can I recycle
as I'm
them?
sleeping? As I'm sleeping, I have an alter ego that's like Mr. Peanut or something. I mean, I have no fucking idea.
That's your Tyler Durden. It's like when you go to sleep at night, you're waking up and hosting games of Monopoly and jumping on covers of Peanuts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Peanut, you never let me down. Okay, we're gonna follow this up right away with Bob's word this week. Bob, what is your word?
My word this week is kumis.
We did hit the wall.
Can
Are you a small wild animal? Are you a dead violin? Kumis.
Are you a dead violin?
I think he meant a dead animal and a wild violin, right?
No, dead violin all the way. Dead violin.
Oh, are fiddles wild violins or violas?
Yeah, they're like the Mustangs of the stringed instrument world. They're untamed, you got to like break them in and then they become a violin.
Got a Hemi in there.
No wonder that fiddler's up on that roof.
Got a Hemi in that fiddle. Oh my god.
No, seriously, Bob, what's your fucking word?
Are you a red fiddler crab? Are you a blue Danube? Kumis.
Oh man, can I pick them or can I pick them? Farouche, Kumis, like just fun to say words.
Listen, Mr. Boastful, you haven't won yet.
Sorry.
Because this week's winning word is tetragram.
Tetragram. You may have picked a word I finally fucking know. Except I don't. Tetragram.
I know what it is.
Do you?
Yeah, dude. It's like one of those like telegrams that you send to people, and the guy just comes to the door. He's like, do 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 do.
So it's like a singing telegram, except he's doing like Tetris shit in front of you. Right?
Yeah, he's like just like dropping blocks down on your porch and shit.
Don't! You're gonna make my patio furniture disappear.
Oh man.
Okay. So is that your guess then? That's your.
I don't even know if that's a guess. We even have to go through I mean, that's what it is, right, Bob?
Nailed it. You're so close. That's a tetragram.
Shit.
Okay.
Mine is actually a tetragram.
Tetragram. Dave, do you have a guess here at all?
Yeah, I think so you know how like when you play Tetris and you have like blocks, right? And they're composed of those smaller blocks like that it's like 4 or 5 of them make the line piece or whatever. I think a tetragram is like the smallest unit of measurement in the world of Tetris. So it's like one of those little blocks within the bigger blocks. So it's like, oh, what is that L piece? Oh, that's made up of 4 tetragrams, which makes it a do tetragram or whatever, So
Decado tetragram.
Decado. Yeah, all that stuff. Math.
Now,
so it's either a singing Tetris telegram or a unit of measure in Tetris. Mm-hmm. So what would that make Mike's be?
I'm tied between 2 different things here. I feel like I should just sort of spitball my way through this and maybe I can settle on one of them. But one of the things that is sticking out to me is tetragram is as I understand it, the highest evolutionary state of Heather Graham. Where, when Heather Graham reaches her pinnacle, and you know it, you just know it, that is Tetragraham.
It's like you just rub a leaf stone against her arm and she just
That's
like
exactly it,
morphs
yes.
into Tetragram.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like, I mean, she's had a great career, sure, and she's a mom, I think. I don't fucking know. But has she actually reached like Jamie Lee Curtis levels of, you know, like she hit her absolute pinnacle, and I fear she hasn't, and that once she hits Tetragram, the world is in like dire circumstances. Like it's not good, right? Like that could be apocalyptic.
I would argue
Right.
that she hit Tetragram and Boogie Nights myself. I think.
Yeah.
She was pretty good at
But
that.
that's just it. Is I feel like that's just a sign of things to come. Once there's, you know, there are like Dead Sea Scrolls that are scattered around the world that, you know, predict when Heather Graham will reach Tetragram and when that happens, what that means for all of us.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
As a point of order, I think the Dead Sea Scrolls are only around the Dead Sea.
okay.
Well, the many Dead Seas across the ocean.
Many Dead Sea.
Yes.
Come on, Bob, get your shit together.
Wait, it's like a movie trailer. This is the end of the world. All the seas are dead. There are nothing left but scrolls. What will you do? Drink kumis all day, or do you need a tetragram? And here's where I'll put some Heather Graham in.
I just love the idea of like Heather Graham growing into this Akira-like monstrosity, and it's just like straight Tetsuo, Heather Graham melded together, and whatever the other guy's name, just shooting rockets at it. Just, yeah, I'm down with that.
Okay, Hollywood, listen to this.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Pacific Rim 2 Tetragram.
Oh, dude, we're just giving Hollywood money.
I mean, once she reaches that state, it's like if you look directly, you can't look directly at her. It's like a combination of looking into the sun from like 10 meters away, mixed with, you know, looking at the eyes of Medusa. Like you both turn to stone and you turn to stand. Like it's like you're fucked. You're just fucked, and everybody's fucked.
It's like looking directly at Sauron and at another girl's boobs when you're with your lady.
Yeah, that is a great.
It's a combination of
Oh
this.
God, that is so right.
It's, oh no, it's seen me, and oh God, she's seen me too.
No, it's Heather Graham.
Oh no.
Tetragram.
Oh no.
Tetragram. No, you know, like it sounds at first like it's wonderful, but we need to avoid this. So I'm thinking that we need to do everything in our power to stop Tetragram from happening. By the way, I totally forgot what my other guess was for this word, so I'm going with Tetragram as the highest evolutionary state, disastrous evolutionary state of Heather Graham. But yeah, we need to figure out, how do we stop this from happening? Is there some sort of thing that we spike her drink with? Do we need to like line up and shoot blow darts into her neck and knock her out or something?
Well,
when
I
it happens?
think we need a robot Bill Cosby from the future to come back to take care of it.
Like Bill Cosby in his prime, or like Bill Cosby now? Like,
No,
is he
I-
like just kind of
No, like a robotic, like that episode of South Park, you know? Like you have to have a robotic white guy, Bill Cosby, come from the future to like take down Heather Graham before she
Majority
becomes...
of those things sound impossible, Dave. Like I don't think we can do that. I know I don't have the
All right,
funds
well,
to make
call
that.
me a dreamer.
Okay, I can see this coming together in my head already. Hollywood, listen up. Perk up those ears. Dave, I want you to be a hobbit from Middle-earth traveling to Mordor to throw a real Heather Graham into the volcano. Ryan, I want you to be a robot Bill Cosby from the future, also assisting this hobbit, but you don't know why you're here, and you're pretty sure that sacrificing white girls into volcanoes is still illegal. I want nothing but 30 seconds.
All right.
This is just the promo trailer that's going to be played during the Super Bowl. And action.
All right, Heather Graham, you're coming with me to Mordor, see? Oh, she's running away. She's running away because I'm a hobbit and I can't hold her. She's running away. Right, get her, Bill Cosby.
Doing with those pudding pops and that girl with no
Sam, no.
Oh, we gotta go get the girl.
Do you have any kumis left, Aragorn?
End scene.
So
Okay,
yeah, the
that's
Super Bowl crowd just totally bought in.
nailed it.
I love the idea of like just the hobbits and like Robot Bill Cosby taking her. Cause like the second they grab her and they're like, all right, we're going to take you to this mountain a million miles away. She just like runs away because they're little hobbits and they can't hold her. Like they can't physically
Cosby's
hold her.
trying to run after her, and he's just this robot that's super slow.
Well, I mean, because one of his hands is made up of Kodak cameras. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully that was everything. Everything.
Wow. Okay. we really did a good job stopping Tetragram from happening.
We are just destroying our listenership, you guys.
Okay. Well,
Well, it sounds like all we did was just take her to Mordor. It's like, get her, Sauron. Just take care of this problem we got.
now,
Give away the whole
Bob,
plot.
you never gave us what's the actual definition of tetragram?
A tetragram, for my friends, and also for everyone else, is a word of 4 letters. It's a 4-letter word. A tetragram.
Fuck's a tetragram.
It is, but also are words like deep, hump, side, fuck, anus, face,
So would a
bone, bend, slow, dick, clit, milk, wild poop.
wild poop?
All those things.
Wild poop.
All those things.
Sorry, wild poop is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
What is this, like a Mad Gabs thing or something?
So
Mad
in,
Libs
in,
or-
No, it's like a tetragram.
so in Spain, is it a quattrogram? Like,
No, it'd be a quad.
oh, okay. Tell me about that wild poop some more, though, because like, I mean, is it just you like wildly pooping, or is it like you're in the woods and you just like found a wild feral poop that's like guarding its nest and it just won't let you near? It's like a rattlesnake. It's like hissing.
Well, in this case, though, doesn't poop actually refer to a violin, a wild violin?
Dead violent.
Yeah, like
A wild violin playing dead.
When you go into like the KOA and you run into like wild animals, there are like wild poops out there, and I'm sure that if you've got somebody like a Star Sherpa or a Kumis who comes along and sees one of these wild poops, will be able to tell you where it came from and where eventually it will travel to.
and how to get back to the campsite. I mean, that's the important part. By the way, your RV is over there.
That's the Little Dipper, and the restroom is right to your left.
Kumis.
Kumis. Wow. Okay. I'm just lost. I mean, I'm looking at her 4 words and I'm just like, what the fuck? But what we need to do is we need to get some escalator pitches up in here. So Ryan, why don't you start with yours? We need your escalator pitch for pandiculation.
Well, as much as I would like it if pandiculation really actually meant like, putting your ween right on a pan when you're cooking. Just kind of a little practical joke for all your cook friends. I think it's a word that really, when you like that sweet release when you come up in the morning, you wake up in the morning and you've got those nice long johns on and you're nice and toasty, and just that first yawn and stretch, there needs to be a word for that because it's so glorious sometimes, especially if you're living in a cabin, and you're an old prospector.
Okay.
Pandiculation.
Okay. Bob, your escalator pitch for tetragram.
Friends, what you need in your day are some 4-letter words, but that's just too many words to put together to mean one thing. What you need is a tetragram. Like dong, dick, cunt, clit, bone, arse, anus, hump, cock, fuck, shit. All those fun words that live in your day. They don't necessarily have to be bad words like wild poop. Those are 2 tetragrams. And you can find that probably on the street right next to the hobo. Also, a tetragram. You're welcome.
All right, I think you should do that again, but using only tetragrams.
See, now that is the sort of thing we need. That is the sort of thing we need out of this.
Hobo. Poop.
With 3 H's.
Ween. Milk.
Stop.
Here, Mike, pick
Deep.
word.
Face. Bone bend. Tetragram.
Word.
Yeah, and actually, I can think of a fun game for all the listeners to do this week. head to the Twitters and see how long you can keep going with tetragrams in tweets. Multiple tweets. I don't know. I'm not very organized with how I'm thinking about how this is going to go. But if you can get, we will pick the most creative tetragram related tweet, the most in sequence tetragrams that you can get in a tweet. I'm working this out. Workshopping this. What do you guys think here?
No, I'm down with it.
140 characters.
Our Twitter.
Four
Sorry, continue.
Sorry, 140 characters, 4 letters. You've got spaces in there. Someone do the math. I assume you guys are writing this down.
That's 77.
Okay, 77 words? That's a lot of words.
That's definitely not because that's not even.
No wonder my tweets never go.
It's a
Tetragram.
Wonder.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just bust out the old iPhone calculator. 140, and we're gonna divide that by 5, assuming that you have
Welcome to Word Rango, where we do math
28.
audio-wise.
28.
28 words. That'll be 139 characters, but still, it will work.
28 words times 4 is for 4-letter words is 112. And
But
then you add
they also have to
28.
send us at Word Rango. They have to add
27 spaces.
Yeah, that's right.
see, they have to add Word Rango in the front because that's our Twitter. Actually, is Word Rango, WORDRANGO.
That's also a
seems so
tetragram.
complicated.
That's a tetragram. I bet. It's not, but I bet it is. Okay.
Trust me, guys, it'll be really funny. Just do it. It'll be so hilarious.
We'll figure it out.
We'll just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
What are you doing? Just do it. Okay. Those are our escalator pitches. I guess the thing just before with Mordor was our scenario, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we're at the point of the show where we need to crown the winner. And Dave, since you won last week, I'd like for you to start out voting. You have to pick between milquetoast, pandiculation, and tetragram.
Okay. Pandiculation is pretty good. I like the idea of a really surly, old, flannel-wearing grandparent just drunk as hell off of old granddad whiskey and just, force-feeding you Peter Pan. Basically opening your mouth and cramming a book right down your throat. I really, really like that. I think that provided the most hilarity for me, so I'm going to have to go with pandiculation.
Listen, Johnny, you are either going to let me read this book to you, or you are going to eat this entire case of Peter Pan peanut butter. One of these two is going to happen.
One time, I walked in on your dad masturbating in the bathroom. It was weird, but I was like... I was happy.
Weird, but let me join you.
Discovering his body.
We can do
He's
this.
just a boy. He's just
Now, Tinkerbell,
This
she
is
was
a-
in the Lost Boys.
This is a father-son activity, right? Let's go to it.
Bob's drunk voice is my favorite, by the way. Since pandiculation got the first vote, I'd like for you to pick next. You have to pick between kumis, milquetoast, and tetragram.
I like all of those words. Kumis sounds pretty disgusting. I think I would like to have a nice slice of milk toast.
Oh, snap. Okay.
All right, milquetoast. I'm up next. I have to pick between kumis, pandiculation, and tetragram. And I think at the end, the concept that we have to stop Heather Graham from reaching her highest evolutionary state really hit home for me. And let's be honest, I use four-letter words all the time because I barely understand anything beyond that. So I'm gonna have to. And I noticed we haven't used a single 4-letter word as one of our words on this show yet. So one of us has to broach that at some time. And at that point, tetragram is going to come right back up, and I know it will. So I feel like this is going to have some longevity for us. It's this lifelong battle that we have up against the surely evil that is the beautiful Heather Graham, and so I have to pick that. I think that deserves to be word of the week. And that leaves us with Bob. You have to pick between kumis, milquetoast, and pandiculation.
Listen, Jeff Bridges, are you telling me that we've used a 4-letter word? Tetragram 2, Heathergram strikes back. I can't pick Tetragram. In that case, can I pick Daryl Hall? Can I just pick him?
Nope.
Your Kumis.
No, you can't.
Kumis is on my list. Your Kumis.
Because Kumis is on my list. Are you a guy who likes to sing weird Daryl Hall songs and throw weird words in there? Then what you need is Kumis. I'm going to pick Kumis.
Of course you fucking are.
Who's with me?
Thanks a lot.
See,
We now have another fucking tie.
I thought one of you other two were going to pick Kumis. I thought it was deadlock. I mean, everybody loves Kumis,
of course
man.
it wasn't.
Kumis is great for children. It's great for babies.
How did you not know I was going to pick
loves
Kumis? I've been
Raymond.
saying it every 30
I
seconds.
don't fucking understand how you guys are not picking milk toast. Milk toast. Milk toast. How do you not pick milk toast?
That is the most
Is this the
boring
rabble
dessert.
rabble part of the podcast?
This is.
They took our
Because
germs.
Kumis.
Okay, well, once again, we have. This is the second 4-way tie of the short span of the show.
The Tetra tie.
And this is the third tie that we've ever had in general. So great work, guys. We totally fucking nailed it. I'd like for people to write in using only 4-letter words to tell us, only using tetragrams, to tell us what they think the word of the week was. Do we even care anymore what the wordsmith is? I feel like I do care, but we never really take the time to figure it out anymore.
No, I
Well, the
care.
wordsmith is
Bob
obviously me. Come on, I've been using Kumis every 30
Well, I
seconds
think-
for the past... How long's the show? Like 5 hours?
Yeah.
Well, it
it's true.
has to be Bob, though, because, I mean, how many tetragrams he came here with and just dropped them all on us, and they were all great? I mean, wild poop. Wild poop.
He prepared. You know, he prepared by knowing tetragram was going to be his word.
Straight Poindexter. We can't celebrate that. We can't give him props for that.
So yeah, I mean I guess it's probably Bob, but again, people can definitely get at us. Tell us who they think the wordsmith is of the week. Bob, how do they get in touch with us?
Because Kumis. You can get in touch with us. I'm going to keep that looping back behind me. So I'm singing behind me.
What are you, Reggie
it's
Watts
going to be
now?
great.
Just, like, looping those
Yes. Yeah. You can get us on the Twitters at WordRango, where you can hit us up with tetragrams. Wink. You can also get us on Facebook, facebook.com/WordRango, where we also not only post stuff about this show, but also fun stuff in general, like wild poop tetragrams.
Yeah, I'll post a picture of Kumis on the Facebook, just so you guys can see what the hell that stuff looks like.
Klavis,
Sounds
you still
delicious.
haven't told me what the Kumis tastes like.
What do you say? What are you saying? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Also, you can get us on the emails, wordrango@gmail.com. We would love you to go to the iTunes and subscribe to the Word Rangos.
The most important.
There might be 2 or 3 of them, but really, the one you want is the one with the blue background that says Word Rango. That's probably us, although you probably know that by now. Go to iTunes, rate us 5 stars, subscribe, tell your friends. What are you waiting for? And as a couple of just quick mentions this week, thanks to Sam Barasanti. I think I pronounced that right? That's right? That's the traditional pronunciation.
Sure.
Sam Barasanti. And the Richard M. for both tweeting us on the Twitters, which is also, at WordRango. And end scene.
And most important. I mean, we're if you use Stitcher, we're on Stitcher. That's fine. If you decide, look, I'm giving you guys a shot. I use some other form of subscribing to podcasts, which it's like, look, we don't have carrier pigeons yet. We can't afford that. But when we do, we will carrier pigeon our podcast to you. I promise you that.
No, we will carry your pigeon. We will put your pigeon on our shoulders.
We will carry your pigeon with us.
Because your pigeon is the wind beneath our wings.
And but I mean, we have an RSS feed. It's wordrango.libsyn.com/RSS. If you need that, you can definitely find these things on our Facebook page, on Twitter. The following and the sharing, everything, it's just so huge. I appreciate everybody's support so far. But support's only good when it's constant. So like what good is your support
When it's relentless.
Like, I don't give a fuck that you said, like, hey, you guys are doing great a month ago. That means nothing to me now because I don't have a memory. You need to keep that going. Otherwise, I feel like you don't love me anymore. So please, keep that up for us. And that basically does it. Congratulations to all four of us for tying, even though milquetoast was the best word of the week by far. And that does it. Catch us next week. We'll have 4 more fresh words, and probably some more business opportunities that I think we can capitalize on. Kumis being one of them, if we can keep that going.
Yeah. And can I just
well,
add
Panastic.
that this week, guys, I would like it if we could have a moment of silence for the passing of Scott Stapp from Creed.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
That's not true.
He died in a plane accident this week.
Hold on a sec, Dave. Other people are dying that people know.
No, yeah,
kinda
Scott
sad.
Stapp. Scott Stapp, yeah.
And you're picking Scott Stapp, the guy that's alive.
This was a governmental cover-up. Scott Stapp did not die in an airplane accident. He was killed by... Oh my God, what is that over there? Is that...
It's a tetragram!
Tetsuo, no!
I've been on the red carpet. Now take me higher.
Take me higher. Oh, God damn it, I love this stupid show.